welcome to Joyful Jen Yoga. Today's practice is a gentle practice to try to release the low back. If you've been sitting a lot, or perhaps like me began a new workout routine, my low back has been pretty stiff and loud for the past week or so. So I've been doing little practices to kind of release the hips, the low back, getting into hamstrings, getting into the psoas to see if we can soften that space that might be holding some tension in the low back. So this will be relatively short practice, but something that you can do if you're starting to feel stiff or sore in the low back. I recommend having a strap or a belt, any sort of belt, or even if you have a robe, the tie for a robe works really well. If you have blocks, you might use them. If you have a blanket or a towel, that comes in useful as well. So let's get started, and we'll start in a seat. I like to take a blanket underneath the sits bones so that the pelvis can be neutral, right? So it just, a lot of the times when we sit, we kind of end up in this position, this kind of posterior tilt, and it really does not make the low back happy. So if you can sit up propped on something and come more into a neutral or even a slight anterior tilt in your pelvis, you might be happier. So we'll find ourselves in a comfortable seat. If cross-legged isn't the comfortable seat for you, adjust. You could kneel, you could extend one or both legs out. We'll just arrive on the mat, arrive with your breath. It's amazing how much work can simply be done when we start to breathe more fully, more openly. Notice if there's spaces in your body that you habitually hold tension. One of my favorite chiropractors and doctors I went to years ago would always say, well, are you in pain? And I'd say, well, yeah, but it's the normal amount of pain. And he would always say, pain isn't normal. And it was always such a good reminder that if you're feeling discomfort, like you're holding a plank and it's just hard, that might be one thing. But if you're feeling it constantly sore or tight, or that you're holding in a particular spot, it's not normal. Pain is not normal. It's communication, right? It's your body's communication. So it's time to tap in, to ask yourself, why do I hold here? Do you find your jaw to be tight? Do you notice yourself clenching? Do you notice your shoulders or your neck or your upper, mid, or low back holding? Your hips? What is it in your body that retains stress, that retains tension? Can we focus our awareness in those spaces so that we can release? Can let go of some of the holding, we can move through, let the energy go. Take another deep breath in and out. Release your hands by your hips, let your eyes flutter open, and we'll make our way onto our back, taking our strap with us. So however you safely go onto your back, maybe going onto your side first, if that suits you. We'll take our strap around our right foot. The ball of the right foot is a good spot to start. And you can have your left foot pressed on the ground with the knee bent, or you could extend the leg. It's absolutely up to you. And before you do anything, just kind of know what is neutral for you, what is kind of your baseline, and breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose, connect to that steady, full breath. Maybe every inhale and exhale is for a count of anywhere between 4 and 6. And then start to gently circle that right leg around. So use your arms, right? Like use your hands to help guide the strap so that your leg is moving, not so much on its own accord, but because you're encouraging it to move. So it's not working super hard here. And just let the leg spiral out to explore the range of motion in that right hip. And then the next time your right leg is straight up, again, pause. And then small circles in the other direction. And let those circles get bigger and bigger as it feels good in your body. Right? No forcing, just allowing and inviting. What a difference an invitation is compared to a command. What happens when we invite our body to release and be a little softer? One more circle here. Steady inhale, steady exhale. And pause. Slide the strap into your right hand. Take your left hand onto your left hip and just kind of press that left thigh down and open your right leg out to the side any. Hopefully you have enough space that there isn't a bureau right there, but if there is furniture, you can rest your leg on it, so that can be useful too. We'll take another steady breath here. And then bend into the right knee. Pull the right knee in towards your right armpit, almost like a half happy baby. And you could rock a few times. Another inhale. And exhale, pause. Straighten out the right leg again. Slide the strap into your left hand. Take your right thumb and press it into the kind of crease between your thigh and your hip. Press the right leg slightly away and then travel the leg, just a few degrees to the left. And notice, some of us have to move a little bit more than others. I barely cross midline to feel a lot of sensation in the TFL and IT area. So just notice what's true for you. It's amazing how subtle movements can create a lot of sensation. Take another inhale. And exhale. Come on back through to center and then release that right arm. We'll roll, and you can use your right hand to catch you. We'll roll all the way onto the left side of our body. Keep a hold of the strap with your left hand. And then reach the right arm all the way back over to the right big opening. So from right fingertips to right toes, that movement in opposition, a little twist, actually quite a big twist. Fair amount of sensation, that outer right hip. And then notice what it feels like to breathe when you're twisting. Are there spaces here that you habitually hold tension? Where could you soften? Where could you release just a little bit? Offer up another deep breath in and out. Bring that right arm all the way back over towards your foot. Hold on to the strap, bend the right knee. Come back into that kind of half-happy baby space and then take your left foot to the ground. Slide the strap off of your right foot, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and then you could hug the left knee in. Hold on to the shin or the hamstring, or perhaps the weight of the legs is enough. And then invite a little movement side to side if that feels good. I find moving my right foot to the left opens that right outer hip, glute, piriformis area in a really delightful way for my body. If that doesn't work for you, certainly don't do it. In fact, that left foot never has to come off the ground if where you are gives you plenty of sensation. Take another deep breath in. And out. Gently return to center. Left foot lands, right leg comes up to the sky, and we give it that shake again, right? Just to release any stored energy, any tension that just doesn't serve us here. And then extend the left leg, take a breath in, and exhale, soften the right leg next to the left. And when you arrive, pause. Does there feel like there's more space in that right leg, that right hip area? Mine feels so much so that it feels like my pelvis is actually uneven, which it probably is. It's been, 4 months, 5 months since I've been to a chiropractor, so that'll do it. Take another inhale and exhale. Walk both feet in, hug that left knee into your chest, and take the strap around the left foot. Make the choice here. Do you want to keep the right knee bent, right foot on the ground, or do you want to extend the leg long? Absolutely up to you. It's whatever feels best. And just find what that baseline is. What does that even mean to you? What does that leg feel like? Can you straighten the leg comfortably, or is the knee bent? Just observe. One is not better than the other. And then if you want, you can start to circle that leg around, inviting range of motion into your hip. Breathing. Deepening the inhales, deepening the exhales, maybe creating a little bit bigger of a circle here. Notice if it actually feels like you're able to make a circle, or if your hip feels really tight, it might be more of like an amoeba. One more circle, and then pause, start to move in the other direction. Starting small first, and then allowing that circle to just get a little bigger as you move. Another deep breath in and out. Find your way back to center. Take the strap into your left hand. Right hand presses on your right thigh, or press into the right foot if your knee's bent. Perfect either way. We'll open the left leg out to the side. You can use your elbow as a kickstand here. We won't be here too long. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then bend back into that left knee. Explore again, thinking half happy baby, a little rock, side to side. And then send the left leg straight back up to the sky. We'll hold on to the strap with our right hand. Left thumb finds that left hip crease, and we kind of root that hip down. We press it down and kind of toward the ground. Full inhale, and then exhale, the gentlest movement of the left leg to the right. Like, you might not even be able to see it on the video, but it's just a couple of degrees, and see if that whole outer left thigh, IT band area says, oh yeah, I'm willing to be here. Are you clenching your jaw or furrowing your brow? Have your shoulders shrugged up to your ears? Inhale, back to center, and then start to roll all the way. You can use your left hand, roll all the way onto your right side. Let that left foot land, and then holding onto the strap with your right hand, We'll inhale, reach the left arm all the way back behind us. Big twist, big opening. If it feels good to look over the left shoulder, you certainly could. Allow another full breath in and out here. And draw the left arm back over toward your left leg, bend into your left knee, and then plant your right foot. Help yourself kind of back to being even. You can slide the strap off to the side. We won't need it anymore. Left ankle over that right thigh, staying here, or finding that figure four, thread the needle, whatever you call this shape. The left toes pull in toward the shin, and we play a little movement side to side if that's what our body's asking for. Another steady inhale. And a releasing exhale. Let the right foot land. Left foot goes up to the sky and we give it that whole leg shake. And then extend the right leg and let the left leg land next to the right. Pause for a moment. Hopefully the hips feel a little bit more even. Draw those knees back in towards your chest. You can hold on to your knees and just invite a little circling here. A little massage for the low back, kidney area. And pause, circle the knees in the other direction. And come to stillness. Roll to your favorite side and use your hands to come all the way up to a seat. When you arrive seated, your ankles could stay crossed if that feels good. You might slide something again underneath your sits bones, a blanket or a towel. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up, and as you do, start to climb that invisible rope. Think about moving your ribs slightly side to side as you reach and climb. Find more and more space for side body. Root through your sits bones as you lift and lengthen. Again, check in. Hopefully there's no clenching of the jaw. Take another breath. And release. Hands come down. We'll crawl our fingertips forward. Take an inhale. And on exhale, walk your hands slightly to the left. So you're kind of making an angle with your body. Take an inhale and exhale. Walk it down so that there's a stretch here through that right kind of lower quadrant of your back body. Using your full breaths to expand the low ribs, expand the belly and the side body. Really thinking of breathing into that low back space. Inhale, work your way up. Walk your hands back to center. Inhale, pull your heart forward. And then on exhale, crawl it over to the right. Walk it back down, melt it in. Gently lift up, crawl your hands back through to center, take an inhale, and exhale, walk your hands forward. Notice how folding feels on your low back. It might feel delightful or it might feel not so exciting. So if it does not feel good to you, obviously don't go very far, right? You might sit upright more. Inhale, come on back through to center. We'll switch the cross of our ankles if we're sitting cross-legged. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, gently twist to the right, and I do mean gently, right? Let your body twist and then let your hands lower. Resist the urge to kind of force the twist to deepen. Just breathe. Notice if you feel sensation in your low back. Just connect and be aware. Keeping that left hand on your right knee, inhale, sweep your right arm up to the sky, and then start to lean to the left, so you're opening up through that right side body. Inhale, come on back up, left arm reaches, and then we twist to the left. Again, without force, just kind of how your body's naturally going to twist here, it's perfect. Looking forward, the left arm sweeps up, lean over to the right slightly, space between left side rib cage. Inhale up, both arms stretch up, and we'll take our hands back behind us. So if you're sitting on a blanket, go ahead and slide it off to the side for a moment. Take your feet so they're hips width distance apart. Hands back behind you, fingertips facing your heels. Staying here and then lifting your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Or if it feels good, press into your feet and lift your hips up so that you're getting a nice stretch through the front of your body. There's an engagement through your glutes, just kind of a check in. And then lower back down. Feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees start to move to the left and to the right. If it feels good, you could even sweep across with your opposite arm. That can feel really good sometimes. Another breath in. And out. Come on back through to center, and then we'll take our legs and sweep them back behind us. If you'd like a blanket underneath your knees for support, offer that up, and we'll find our blocks. Blocks right underneath the hands, underneath the shoulders. Step your right foot in between your hands and just encourage that left hip to start to drop toward the earth. We're going to stay with support, so think of this more like a yin dragon lunge than any sort of other opening. So we really are just letting everything melt toward the ground. Support with the arms. Three more steady breaths. And then start to pull the hips back slightly. Draw the right knee back underneath you, and we'll find ourselves in a puppy pose. So a couple of options. Crawl those fingertips forward, melt the heart down, forehead touches, we let our heart melt. Or if your shoulders are feeling like they could use a little extra opening, you might walk your elbows and forearms onto your blocks and see how puppy pose would feel this way. Only do what feels right in your body. If ever I give a suggestion that you're like, yeah, that's not great, listen to your own body, listen to your mind. Work it back up into all fours, left foot steps forward, then we'll melt Melt again into that dragon lunge. Thinking of this as a yin stretch. Just gently opening around that right hip flexor. Three steady breaths. And then as you're ready, gently begin to lift back to all fours. We'll slide the blocks off to the sides. We don't need them anymore. And we'll take our hands down. Inhale to pull the heart forward. Exhale to round it in. Take a few cat-cows here. Inhale, draw the heart forward. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to neutral. Let the knees go a little wider here. We'll sink the hips to the heels, coming into child's pose. Remember that child's pose doesn't work for everybody, so just kind of honor if this isn't the shape that makes you feel happy. You could rest on your belly instead. Arms could extend out in front of you. They could reach back behind you. What suits you? What feels necessary and right to you here? Allow another steady breath in your child's pose. And then we'll look forward and slither our way down so that we end up resting on our belly. Elbows underneath shoulders. Start to draw shoulder blades down your back and find your way into a Sphinx pose. If this feels like a lot of sensation on the low back, you could always bring yourself forward a little bit. You could even rest your forearms parallel to the top of the mat. You could even rest your forehead down, right? So you're in charge of the little compression that you're creating in that low back. Invite in blood flow and warmth around your low back. Invite in a sense of healing. Take another deep breath in. And out. Let your elbows come out to the side. And then just kind of gently rest your forehead down. Slide your hands in line with your chest. Lift up through all fours, and then we'll come onto our back body. So however gracefully you get there, or not so gracefully, it's all good. We'll find one of our blocks again as we lower down. We'll take that block and just place it the lowest or medium height underneath your sacrum and your pelvis, and come into a supported bridge. You might take a moment to draw your shoulder blades underneath your body. Do another quick scan here. Where are the spaces you hold tension? Where could you release? Take another deep inhale. And exhale. Press into your feet. Slide the block out from underneath you and lower to the ground. Let your feet go wide. Let your knees knock in toward midline. Take another steady breath. And then walk your feet so that they're hips width distance, as though you were going to come into a bridge again. But this time, take your hands, press them towards your thighs, and if it feels okay, float your feet off the ground. Resist the pressing of your hands into your thighs with your legs, and see if you can feel your core turn on. Specifically your transverse abdominis, which helps to protect your low back. Connect to your deep core muscles. Maybe there's a little shaking here. Take a breath in and out. Oh yeah, hug those knees in, give a little squeeze. We'll come into a twist and then release down into Shavasana. So extend your left leg, hug the right knee into your chest, give it a good squeeze. And then roll all the way to the left side, letting the right knee land on a block or something. Instead of reaching your right arm out to the side or up overhead, come out to a diagonal here. Your right hand may or may not touch the ground. You could look over your right shoulder. Another deep breath in. And out. Slide your right arm down to your side. Roll onto your back. Another squeeze of that right leg. And then let that leg go. Left knee hugs in. We hug it in nice and tight. And then roll all the way onto the right side. Left knee lands. And left arm opens out at a diagonal. Coming into a universal twist. Another steady breath in and out. Slide that left arm down. Hug the left knee in. And then start to think about any other movement, anything you might need to be comfortable in Shavasana. If you lay on your back and you find that your low back is still kind of tender, you might take a blanket and roll it up underneath your knees. And perhaps that little softening can make your Shavasana comfortable. Start to consciously relax from the crown of your head down to your toes. Soft through your forehead. Relaxing the muscles around your eyes. Releasing your jaw, letting your tongue just hang heavily in your mouth. Soft through your neck and your throat. Softening the tops of your shoulders. Softening the top of your chest. Relaxing around the shoulder blades. Your upper arms, your forearms, relaxing your wrists and your hands. Softening your abdomen and the muscles around your rib cage. Releasing through your low back. Allowing your pelvis to be heavy, your hips to soften. Release through your thighs, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. Let your whole body relax here. Relax your whole body. Soft, even breath. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this on the recording, but Boston is snoring quite a bit. So rest yourself as though you were a dog, so relaxed you are snoring. Allow another deep breath. And then start to reawaken, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. And then hugging your knees into your chest. Roll to your favorite side. Use your hands to guide your way up to a seat. Bring hands to hearts. Bowing forehead to fingertips in gratitude, I wish you abundant joy. Be well.